that they were a victim, that they went all out, and that you got, that your partner told you a victim story, and they're a victim, and they convinced you, raise your hand. Let's see a show of hands. Okay, we just have a couple that weren't very convincing. But the majority of you are pretty convincing at telling your victim story. Well, we're going to look at a different distinction, the flip side of that, and we're going to call this one accountable. What does accountable mean to you?
Taking responsibility.
Taking responsibility? Holler out. Anybody else?
Answering to somebody else. I mean, reporting to somebody else.
Reporting to someone else that you have accountability to it? Yes. What else?
To contrast to the victim, like whenever I think victim, I think the person acted upon. I feel like accountable would be the person doing the acting.
So person is, they're personally involved in it. So yeah, we're gonna say,
Owning it.
we're gonna use a couple buck stops with me. So we're gonna say, if I'm accountable, I set it up. I participated. I did it. Right? That's being accountable. Right? And accountable is a great word because it really means I'm able to account for what has happened. I'm able to account for it. And accounting, who here is in the accounting department? Do we have anybody? No, we have someone in accounting. In accounting, things have to what? They have to add up, don't they? So if we're being accountable, we can actually look at the event and we can track it back to everything that occurred before the actual event, right? We are able to account for it because I set it up, I participated, I did it, I own it. So I can look back here, whatever the event is. I can say, I took an action here. Right here, I pretended not to know something, like that light is always going to change when I turn left. I made a decision here. Now, is that a choice? I made a decision. Over here, I took another action. I pretended not to know something. I ignored something. And then I come up with the event. But I am able to account, being accountable, I am being able to account and own everything that happened along the way. Now you'll notice when I say this that I'm not using the word blame or fault or shame or guilt because those are not really accountable comments. Those are things that are part more of a moral judgment, an assessment of what happened, not an accounting of what happened. This is what happened. So this is truly what being accountable is what I'm going to suggest. Now, can I be accountable and can someone else be accountable at the same time?
Sure.
Yes, right? Leading to the same event?
Yeah.
I've been divorced a couple times, so there's always two people that can be accountable in any event that ends, especially in the ending of a marriage, right? Now, can that other person also take the same accounting of the events, pretending not to know something, taking an action here, making a decision here, all choices along the way? Is my being accountable dependent on the other person being accountable? No, right? Is this person's being accountable dependent on my being accountable? The world has it set up this way. The world has it set up, if I'm accountable, then you get to be a victim. And if you're accountable, then I'm a victim to you. But I'm gonna suggest that it doesn't matter how many how many parties are involved, every single person involved can be accountable, right? So, we're gonna look at this relative to victim. The key word in accountable is I. I set it up, I participated, I own it, I did it, it's me. No shame, no blame, no guilt, no moral judgment on myself. And by the way, the fact that people have all this moral judgment built into it is why nobody wants to be accountable. Because they're gonna be blamed. And then they're gonna be bad, and then bad things are gonna happen. But being accountable has nothing to do with moral assessments about things. But anyway, but I is the key word in accountable. What's the key word here in victim? They. They did it to me. There is a place to stand that you can stand here. But with that comes some experiences and some feelings. When you were telling your victim story, what were you experiencing as a victim? What are the feelings and the sensations and the experience of someone who is standing in the place that says I'm a victim? Just holler out some words.
Hurt.
Hurt.
Frustration.
Frustration.
Sad.
Indignation.
Oh, I heard sad. What's the other one?
Scared.
Scared.
Feeling trapped.
Trapped. Any more? I missed one.
Sad.
Sad. And that's what you were feeling. Now we're going to tell a story, and we're going to tell a story from the standpoint of accountable. So I want you to, and what story do you think we're going to tell?
The same one.
We're going to tell the same story. So I want you to turn to everybody remember who partner A and partner B was, right? And we're going to start with partner B this time. Partner B gets to go first. And you're going to tell the same story, and remember the rules were what happened, how it happened, what was the impact, how it made you feel. It's true, and it's about you. Convince your partner 100% in 1 minute. Okay, partner B, begin.